I would encourage you to pause right now and go take the Bartle personality test. It's at this link right here. Choose the individual test. It's the very first option at the top of the page, and it will tell you what your gamer style is. Once you've done that, go ahead and come back to this presentation, and I'll walk you through what all these different gaming styles mean and what your personality test will reveal to you. So when I took the Bartle gaming personality test, these are the results for me. I am primarily an explorer and an achiever. And I could have told you that without taking this test. When I play a game, I want to look under all the rocks. I want to open all the doors. I want to climb on top of all the buildings. I want to explore every area of a space to see what is visible. I also like to earn badges and do things along the way to knock off a list and demonstrate my ability to achieve in a game. For example, one of the things that I really like about Angry Birds is that you get rewarded for doing what you're supposed to do. In Angry Birds, you're supposed to pop the pigs. And when you pop 500 pigs, you get a badge for doing that. It's like the game is saying, hey, good job. You have achieved popping 500 pigs. That's what you're supposed to do. This is Angry Birds. Explorers often have the opportunity to look through a variety of places and see what nobody else is seeing. So these are my two strongest areas. I don't so much play the games to socialize, and Griefer, I don't so much play the game just to be able to dominate other people. But as being human, we all have different areas where we are going to be stronger or have a higher rating. So, explorers love to figure out games. The fun comes from looking all around and doing all of the exploring in these areas. They enjoy finding little nuggets of knowledge here and there, and they enjoy being able to help others and teach others to play the game. So, for a lot of you, at some point you're going to be an explorer with the topics that you're passionate about, because you want to know more about that content, about that topic, about that thing. And you love to figure stuff out. You love to read as much as you can about it. You love to discover everything you can about it. And your topic and content are super important to you. And because of all of those things, you love teaching it to others. Now put yourself in the role of the student. How can you help your students want to explore your specific content area? Achievers are those that want to improve their status or improve their power. They level up and they enjoy that. The point of playing the game is to master the game, and they enjoy the recognition of the achievements that they earn. So think about this game, Pac-Man. When it first came out, it was just a huge craze. It was a Pac-Man craze in the 80s. Everybody played Pac-Man. I contributed a lot of quarters to the Pac-Man cause. What was so great about Pac-Man? Well, for starters, you started at 0 points, and every pellet you ate increased the number of points that you could earn over your game experience. If you ate the super pellet, then you could go chew on the ghosts, and every ghost you ate increased your score by doubling. Is like 200, 400, 800, 1600. So if you could eat all 4 ghosts, then you could get 1600 extra points. So I like to play Pac-Man because I always wanted to get more points than I did the previous time I played. I was never very good at it, but I remember sitting and watching a kid play Pac-Man one time, and he was just rolling through level after level after level after level, and I was so impressed by what he was doing. And he set a high score. I actually saw a kid set a high score that went on the high score screen. So if you were a Pac-Man watcher from back in the day, you understand how cool that would have been. But that player had mastered the Pac-Man game. Same thing with Rubik's Cubes. Okay, the goal that if you can solve the Rubik's Cube, you can do it as quickly as you can. You've mastered that. And then there's a recognition for that. Wow, you solved a Rubik's Cube in under a minute. That is amazing. So how can you do this with your students? How can you give them the opportunity then in your class to improve their status? Hey, that kid he's He's got it figured out in this class. Or how can you award points in a positive way? Or how can you encourage your students to master your content, your game? Socializers enjoy meaningful social interaction with other players. They play games just to make friends. The game is just sort of the backdrop that this is all occurring in. And they just ignore, they enjoy the recognition of the followers and their contacts or their influence. I worked with a lady, a dear friend of mine, and she is a World of Warcraft player. And she loved playing World of Warcraft. Not necessarily because World of Warcraft itself was fun, but she actually joined a group of 9 or 10 people scattered all over the United States, and they would meet twice a week and play. And they really enjoyed that time with each other. And they were connected during that time, and they would talk about all kinds of things during that time. So in fact, they were so connected and close as a community that when one of the people who were in her group got pregnant and had kids, they had a virtual baby shower for her, and they had cards and gift cards, and they sent them all to this lady in another part of the United States, and they came from all over, and they celebrated the birth of her child. Why? Because they met online, and they did this thing in a game. One of my daughters is a social gamer. She just likes to do it because she's doing it with other people, and that for her is the fun part. She's spending time with people that she enjoys spending time with. So again, apply this to your classroom. You're going to have students who want to be there because school is where they can hang out with their friends. So how can you, as an instructor, meet some of those needs and provide an opportunity for them to grow in the content area that you are teaching? And lastly are the killers. These are also known as griefers, and they earn achievement through other people's losses. They value knowledge for how you can use it, and they prize their reputation and recognition. My son would be a griefer or a killer. He doesn't necessarily care how strong his armor is, but he wants the best weapon. He wants to be able to be the best shot. He wants to be able to hit the top of a leaderboard in a game because he was able to dominate all the other players. This is a little bit of a more difficult one to put into the classroom, but think of the student who has a 95 and wants to know what they can do to get to a 99. That would be this student. What do I need to do to be a little bit better? What do I need to do to get from a 93 to a 98? That would be where this student sort of falls into play. They want to be recognized for that. They want to be the Jedi in the classroom, the smartest one there. And so how can we also honor the students that have that sort of personality without demeaning them for wanting to be the best?